He's going to come out today angry that Americans are still being killed. Now, both the Mexicans and the Canadians were on the phone with me all day today trying to show that they'll do better. And the president's listening because, he's very, very fair and very reasonable. So I think he's going to work something out with them. It's not going to be a pause, none of that pause stuff. But I think he's going to figure out, you do more and I'll meet you in the middle some way. And we're going to probably be announcing that tomorrow. So somewhere in the middle will likely be the outcome. The president moving with the Canadians and Mexicans, but not all the way.
Just to clarify,
So we got breaking news in that Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, he just announced that the Canadian and Mexican officials are on the phone begging our leader, President Trump, to ease the tariffs, and an agreement could be reached by tomorrow. So I think with Trump, he's well positioned to hear what that agreement is. Like what we just heard now, there's not going to be any hold, but I think that we're going to possibly see some upside here just with the easing on the tariffs. This is really just playing chess moves right here, but I think that this is really going to put the United States at the precipice to really, ease back into the stable type of approach that we're seeing. So just wanted to play that clip, but with that, I want to dive deep and talk about the overall Bitcoin market. We'll look at the technicals, what my price prediction is. We'll also cover the latest updates with strategy as well as all of the macro level news and what my price prediction is. And I'll also be playing a video clip of Michael Saylor just with his recent updates. So I would encourage you to watch through the entire video. And if you're new to this channel, first off, thank you for stopping by. I would appreciate the support with the like and subscribe for more related content. Let's get started, guys. We're looking at the technicals of Bitcoin here. So just looking at the recent trading activities during Sunday, we saw that big time Trump pump and dump. And of course, it's difficult to have any court cases because Bitcoin isn't really traded on an exchange, and that, you have, Bitcoin, start of the market open on Monday, we just saw that big pullback where it just canceled out all of those gains here. We've never seen any candlestick like this where it just goes up quickly over 10,000. However, what we saw yesterday was that big drop off. However, just with today's market trading, through the intraday trading, we saw a lot of volatility at the beginning, but towards the end of the day, we saw the stock market start picking back up, and that really helped the Bitcoin price start rising as well. Now current price at below the 88,000. We see here, a big time Bollinger Band here, and that just gives us an indicator that we see much more volatility, which is why we see an expansion of the Bollinger Bands here. Also, hopefully, just with what we're seeing here with the MACD, just seeing possible divergence coming up soon. So I think that what we've seen just with, bearish signals here, hopefully we can start seeing, the MACD transition more towards the green phase and, start seeing Bitcoin get into a bull run. But just on the intraday trading here, you see here, just with the near-term approach, we see the MACD cross the golden line from a near-term perspective, and we're beginning to see just overall Bitcoin price just pick up with the recent trading here. But just looking at the activities of just Bitcoin as we scale back, lots of volatility going on here. We see Bitcoin just hovering in that Bollinger Band here, but hopefully we continue to see some upside, get back up into the $90,000 range. And just with that recent news on Trump tariffs potentially easing in, I think this is what investors are really looking for. There's just been so much volatility going on, and I think a lot of the potential catalyst is just with the upcoming, jobs data that will be coming out, as well as CPI data coming out this month, in fact, this week. That's really going to be one of the driving factors for the stock market as well as Bitcoin price to go up. So I think that Bitcoin, we're well within reach for it to get back into that, that 90K range, this week. We're looking at MicroStrategy's technical updates here. So one of the key things I wanted to point out is that we've been in this consolidation phase here. We see this flagpole established, a bull flagpole, specifically a pennant flag here. And I think one of the key things is that we've been hovering in this channel for like over 3 months now, getting close to 4 months here. And one of the key indicators is to at one point see that blue line, the blue MACD line cross through that orange line, and then that's going to be a driving bull signal on top of RSI, being below the 20. And I think that that was heavily, oversold. We look at it more from a near-term perspective. MSTR has been just, heavily oversold, but I definitely do think that here's a great buying opportunity. Anything, below the 300 range, I think you're in a good position here. Even if you were to be able to capitalize around the $225, that's still, very good here. I don't think that we're gonna see any more downward pressure with MSTR. We're potentially going to see that, that V shape pop back up with MSTR. And we saw that today with the 9% gain. In fact, early in the stock market open, we saw MSTR going down. I mean, it got into the red zone today, but it was nice to see the stock market pick back up. Bitcoin price start appreciating as well, and MSTR, ending the day with close to a 10% gain. I don't think it's going to stop there. I think we're going to see much more upside as Bitcoin price starts to establish itself. Just looking at this posting on X here, so from Cointelegraph, Crypto's David Sachs claims the White House is supporting the congressional effort to resign the so-called broker DeFi rule. So this is coming from the Executive Office of the President Office of Management and Budget here. So I think this really gives us more color in that, we're beginning to see the traditional finance rule really be changed as this administration will continue to put the American people first by fostering a different approach towards how we look at the regulatory framework that supports innovation, creates jobs, and improves economic well-being for all Americans. So I think this is, a positive upside. And what we've seen is that there's going to be that upcoming, event this Friday where the White House will host the very first crypto summit. Amid all of this market turmoil we've been seeing just with tariff news and all that, people are getting, much more worried with where the market is headed. But I think that with the easing of tariffs potentially between Mexico, Canada, and China, that really is going to drive the stock market to go back up, especially after seeing just so much red along with transitioning into March. We've been seeing just potential correction perspective here. But Trump's going to be hosting Digital Asset Summit at the White House this Friday. Even Michael Saylor has confirmed that he's going to be attending. We even have the Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong joining, along with other prominent CEOs across the crypto space, even the Bitcoin miners as well. But there may be updates in regards to policy changes, such as eliminating capital gains taxes on cryptocurrencies. That's going to be huge. And part of what I'm forecasting is, with what we heard from Trump announcing, the US Strategic Crypto Reserve on Sunday, the Trump pump and dump. I think what he is advocating towards is having North American cryptocurrency tokens and coins. So you have like Solana, Cardano, XRP. Those are North American coins that are made. So, any of those coins part of, the cryptocurrency, that's going to benefit a US made business. So despite all of these rumors, just take it with the grain of salt. Always, look at it through the lens of a cautious perspective. Nothing's confirmed yet, but this could very well change the way we look at, the crypto tax policies. And can you imagine how much inflows would go into cryptocurrency if, capital gains tax on cryptocurrencies gets wiped out, specifically if it's a North American made coin. And this event, is happening around that time of, market uncertainty and all of that right now, where huge liquidations has been wiped out in the Bitcoin market. But with that recent video that we just saw with the potential easing of tariffs, I think that's really going to change the direction as we head into the upcoming event on Friday. Just with this posting here, President Trump considering 0% capital gains tax on crypto. This could really, change the price of Bitcoin within a matter of like seconds. I mean, we saw that God candle that happened just with Sunday going up over $10,000 within a matter of minutes post that, social media posting. But with this news, that could be a driving catalyst as well. Uh, Also, just with this posting here, U.S. Commerce Secretary Halutnik has said Trump may roll back Canada and Mexico tariffs tomorrow. And like what we've heard with the video at the beginning, it's not going to be a hold, but Trump's really going to be able to play chess and, come up with an agreement that would benefit the United States as well as, the opponents, Canada, Mexico, and China. Let's take a look at this posting from Adam Livingston. For almost 2 decades, Bitcoin was framed as a fringe technology, yet now it's being discussed at the White House alongside the architects of global finance. The people who dismiss Bitcoin as a speculative anomaly are now watching as the most powerful government on earth begins formalizing its integration into policy and capital markets. What's happening is more than bullish, it's structural, irreversible, and the first step toward the open admission that Bitcoin is a new denominator of value. I mean, all of this, I mean, many years ago, we thought that Bitcoin is just all speculative, but now we even have, the government involved talking about strategic, crypto reserve. Game theory has really kicked in. I think how we look at Bitcoin, the psychology has changed. We now understand that there's a limited supply. You can't, engineer more Bitcoins. You can't print more Bitcoins, similar to like the dollar, the fiat money, where the government can manipulate that. There's only a limited supply left. So I think all of these reasons have to be factored into the law of, supply and demand. And at one point, price of Bitcoin is just going to just keep going up. So I think all of this would be driving catalyst for Bitcoin. We've heard today that tomlee forecasting, at a minimum, Bitcoin in this bull cycle 2025 will get through the $150,000. He actually had initial forecasts of $200,000, but still where we are right now, that's nearly a 1x gain in this year alone. So with that, I'm now going to hand it over to the CEO, Michael Saylor, to give you a quick update on just with where he sees Bitcoin.
So presumably you want to buy Bitcoin, you want to hold it for 100 years. You know where the future's going. The AIs, the foreigners, the Europeans, the 20th century capitalists, they're all going to cyberspace. And so the United States has the ability to buy this for a nickel and pay off the national debt. It'll be the greatest economic program of the 21st century for this country.
How do you think it gets funded?
I mean, I think that I'd leave that to the president's working group. They'll eventually decide what they want to do and the scale they want to do it. There are a dozen people on it, the head of the Treasury, the SEC, the CFTC, Commerce, the Attorney General. The president, I'm sure, will opine. Yeah. I'm sure you'll have leadership from Tim Scott and French Hill, both the Republicans and the Democrats. Everybody's going to have their opinions. It's above my pay grade to decide. But what I would say is this. We bought Manhattan for 60 guilders. It was a good trade. We bought Alaska for $6 million. It was a good trade. We paid $40 million for 75% of this country. It's a good trade. We can afford it. We should buy the future.
So there you have it. I hope that you found this video valuable where we covered Bitcoin technicals. We also looked at MicroStrategy, MSTR stock technicals, what my predictions are. We also talked a lot about just with the macro level news and how this can impact the overall stock in the Bitcoin market. So if you enjoyed this video, first off, I would love your support with the like, subscribe, share it with your network. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I read through every comment, questions that you have, and how I can improve. Thanks, guys, for stopping for another video here at All I See Is W. Take care.